Let me ask you something honest. Have you ever spent 2 hours on a job application, reading every line of the job description, customizing your resume, writing the perfect cover letter, and then heard absolutely nothing back? Not even a rejection email, just silence. Here's what I found out, and it genuinely shocked me. In most cases, no human being ever saw your application. Not one person read your name. A computer made the decision before any recruiter even opened their laptop. And the worst part, the company you applied to didn't design the system to find the best person. They designed it to handle a very large number of applications very quickly. Those are two completely different things. But here's what I want to show you today. There are specific ways to get around this system entirely. Not tricks, not hacks, just smarter paths that most job seekers never think to use. And once you see them, you cannot unsee them. Imagine you walk up to a building. There's a long line outside the front door, hundreds of people waiting. You join the line, you wait, you finally get to the front, and the security guard looks at a score on his clipboard and says, "Sorry, not high enough," and you leave. Now imagine someone who works inside that building walks out, sees you standing there, and says, "Come with me. There's a side entrance. I'll take you straight up." That's what a job referral actually is. And here's the number that stops most people cold when they hear it. The chance of getting hired through a regular online application is between 2 and 5%. The chance of getting hired through a referral, someone inside the company putting your name forward, jumps to somewhere between 30 and 50%. Same job, same qualifications, completely different result. Why such a massive difference? Because when an employee refers you, you don't enter the normal process at all. You bypass the filters. You land directly in front of the person making the decision, already trusted, already vouched for, already human, not a number in a list. Now you might be thinking, that's great, but I don't know anyone at these companies. And this is where most people give up too fast. You don't need a close friend. You don't need someone who owes you a favor. You need someone who works there and would take 30 seconds to submit your name. A former classmate, a person you met at an event 18 months ago, a colleague from 3 jobs back. Most people underestimate how willing those connections are to help, especially when many companies pay their own employees cash bonuses for referring someone who gets hired. You're not asking for a favor, you're giving them a chance to earn money. And if you genuinely have no connection at all, here's something most people skip entirely. Open LinkedIn, search the company. Look at your second-degree connections, people connected to people you already know. One introduction request through your existing contact is often all it takes. Most people never send that message because it feels awkward. The people who get hired send it anyway. Here's something that will change the way you read every job posting from this point forward. The person who wrote that job description is almost never the person who will hire you. Job descriptions are usually written by HR weeks or even months before the role gets filled. The hiring manager, the actual person who will sit across from you in the interview, the one who decides yes or no, often just glances at the description, approves it, and moves on. Here's why that matters more than most people realize. HR is trying to protect the company. They enforce every requirement like a rule. But the hiring manager, they're trying to solve a problem. They need someone who can do the work, and they often have far more flexibility than that job description suggests. Think about it this way. If your team is struggling and you urgently need someone great, are you really going to reject a promising candidate because they have 4 years of experience instead of 5? Most hiring managers, if they've already had a real conversation with you, won't. So here's what you do. Before you apply, find out who actually leads the team this role sits in. On LinkedIn, search the company name, then filter by title, director, head of, VP of, manager of, whatever level would manage this type of role. You'll find them in minutes. Then send a short message, not a pitch, not a formal letter, something that sounds like a real person wrote it because you are one. Something that shows you've actually thought about their business, maybe a question about how the team works, or a genuine observation about the problem they're likely trying to solve by hiring for this role. Most hiring managers get very few messages like this because most applicants never try. When someone does reach out with something thoughtful and specific, they remember it. What this does is create a parallel track for your application. You still apply through the official system. You have to. But now there's a second path running alongside it. If the filter catches your resume before it reaches this person, they already know who you are. When a recruiter calls you, they're calling someone that the hiring manager has already noticed. That is a completely different position to be in. Now let's talk about what happens when you can't get a referral and you can't reach the hiring manager directly. Sometimes you just have to apply through the website. So here's how to make sure a computer doesn't quietly eliminate you before a human ever sees your name. Remember that software I mentioned at the beginning? The one that processes your application before any person does? It's called an Applicant Tracking System, or ATS. And understanding how it works changes everything about how you write your resume. The ATS is not reading your resume the way a human would. It's not impressed by your phrasing. It doesn't appreciate how you described your experience. It is doing one thing, looking for specific words that match the job description and counting how many it finds. Here's the mistake almost everyone makes. They read the job description, they understand what it's asking for, and then they write their resume in their own words. But the ATS doesn't understand your words. It only recognizes exact matches. If the job posting says budget forecasting and you wrote managing financial projections, the ATS may count that as 0, even if they mean the same thing, even if your experience is perfect. The machine doesn't know that. So here's what to do instead. Open the job description like a puzzle, not a reading exercise. Go through it section by section. Highlight every specific phrase, not general ideas, the actual words they used. Then open your resume and ask one question for each phrase. Is this exact wording somewhere in my document? If it isn't, and your experience genuinely covers it, rewrite that section using their language. Not copying, reflecting your experience, their words. Then add a simple skills section near the top of your resume, not paragraphs, a clean list of relevant terms pulled directly from the description. That section alone can raise your score significantly because it concentrates keyword matches in one easy-to-scan location. One more thing that most people never think about, and this one will surprise you. The ATS doesn't see your resume the way you do on screen. It strips out the design and reads the text in a basic sequential way, which means if you've used fancy columns, tables, or design elements to make your resume look attractive, the machine might read it as scrambled text or skip whole sections entirely. The cleanest resume for human eyes is not always the best resume for the machine. Use simple formatting, one column, clear section headers, no graphics or text boxes. Save it as a basic PDF or Word document. Make it easy for the machine to read, and then it becomes easy for the human reading next. So let's bring this together, because here's the real thing I want you to walk away with. The hiring system at most companies was never built to find the right person. It was built to manage a very large number of applications without the company falling apart, trying to review all of them. That's it. That's the whole design, which means there's a permanent gap between what the process claims to do and what it actually does. And that gap is where smart job seekers operate. Before you apply to anything, ask yourself, do I know someone there? Or someone who knows someone there? That one question, and the message you send because of it, is worth more than any resume rewrite. If you can find the hiring manager and start a real conversation before you're just another number in their queue, do it. Most of your competition never will. And when you go through the official application, treat the job description like a cheat sheet, not a checklist. Give the machine what it's looking for, and then let your actual experience speak to the human on the other side. None of this requires connections you don't have. None of this requires luck. It requires understanding what the system is actually built to do and choosing a smarter path through it. The front door isn't broken, it's just crowded. Now you know where the other ones are.